Voice, what do you think you're doing? Man, you know what I'm about to do. It's a Transformers video. I mean, RC about to go get a little freak on. That's not RC. RC's only been portrayed as pink and white. And in Transformers Prime, she's been portrayed as blue, with maybe a few pink highlights. Well, how about that? Yeah, I'm still gonna though.
No, you're not.
You're gonna step away from the vehicle and get off the screen, because even if that was RC, you could not smash. Because Transformers canonically reproduce asexually, which means in this context, there are species that reproduce without the involvement of two sexes, or a fusion of sperm and egg. Ha! That still doesn't mean you can't get freaky with them though, that just means you can't reproduce with them. What is that supposed to mean? It means if there's a hole, no. What hole does exhaust pipe? The gasoline tank? I was thinking more or less their mouths, but I like your thought process, bro. Voice, face it, you cannot smash a Transformer. It's like saying you will smash a car, dude. That's weird. No, it's not. Matter of fact, ever since the first automobile was created, specifically on January 29, 1886, it was called a Benz patent motor wagon. Ever since, even then, men have always wanted to get between them wheels and go, oh yeah, talk to me, baby. Now you got some condoms. Voice, you cannot convince me that most men think like this. Ha! Bet. Hold my motorcycle waifu's car keys and watch this.
My name is Nathaniel. I'm 27 years old. And I'm in a serious relationship with my car.
What the hell did I just watch? The Truth Night. There are plenty of men who will smash a car. Hell, you should see how Black Dynamite does it. Black who?
Dynamite.
Oh, yeah.
Whose car is this? Whose car is this?
It's your car, Daddy. It's your car. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours.
What the? Oh, and by the way, Knight, you say it's not wise to smash a Transformer, but then you say it's wise to smash someone like 2B or Eve from Still a Blade. Or how about Android 18? They're the same thing, Knight. Admit it.
Get out of me head! Get out of me head!
Alright, so unfortunately, Knight's right about the Transformers reproducing asexually. But seriously, who's gonna let that stop them? Not I. Oh no. Not with all my imagination. Even lesbians can't resist the charm of a straight sexy cat like me. They love the putty cat. What you just said made no sense. Aren't lesbians and asexuals in the same category? They're like the same thing, right? No, they're not, and just begin the video already. Don't rush me. Anyways, viewer, it's time to find out. Is it truly wise to smash a Transformer? It's not their machine. And so is 2B basically, and I'll still go gasmorgity on her gashogities. Now let me cook. First off, in the comics, a Transformer is a sentient, autonomous, robotic organism from the planet Cybertron, and they are all capable of transforming into other forms, like vehicles, and they all possess a unique spark, or life force. They're also divided into opposing factions, one being the heroic Autobots and the other being the villainous Decepticons. These two sides are engaged in a civil war that often spills onto other planets, including Earth. Now, the godlike figure who created the Autobots is named Primus, the Lord of Light and Order. And Primus plus his twin brother Unicron was created by someone called the One. Now, suppose in this context, that's just, God. Now listen closely, because what's important here is not really anything about Primus or Unicron. It's about what they did, and I won't get into all the nitty-gritty details. But more or less, Primus sacrificed his own essence to become the planet Cybertron, and he created the first Transformers, or more or less the 13 Primes. And in the 13 Primes, there was one female Prime named Solus Prime. And Solus Prime had a relationship with Megatronus Prime, also known as the first Decepticon, and the Fallen. She like them bad boys. Anyways, my point is, even though Transformers don't technically have gender in the same way as us, they still have romantic relationships, and they still have somewhat gender identities. And they have gender identities for more or less two reasons. The first one is basically because of marketing. The creators wanted to create more distinct and relatable characters for merchandising and also storytelling. And the second reason they may have gender identities, at least from what I read, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I read. In the Covenant of Primus book, it states that Cybertronians are technically asexual, but recognize two distinct types based on differences in their cognitive processing. And when they make contact with gendered alien races like humans, they begin using male and female pronouns to help organics understand these interval variations. So basically, ever since the beginning, that being ever since Primus was created and he made the 13 Primes, for every 12 Cybertronians, there was always one female Cybertronian. And this may be the reason why they always seemed rare in the comic books, or in the movies for that matter. Now you can test my knowledge if you want to. The Covenant of the Primus book is supposed to be canon to the series, and there are apparently different continuities of canon in the series, but I want to stick to the main one, the first one. What's up, viewers? Yes, I paused time, but I have a reason. And the main one is, it's funny. But the second reason is more serious. Oh yes, I actually check Voice's facts a lot. To make sure she's not saying anything wrong for one. You know, because he is more on my gooner side, not my smarter side. And surprisingly, yes, he is correct here. The Primus origin story is basically the first one, and it is canon. But here's the thing, like he may have already said, the Transformers series has many different canon origin stories, and each continuity has different canon facts about that continuity. Think of it more or less like a multiverse, and who decides what's canon in that multiverse is more or less the company who made the Transformers toy line. That company being called Hasbro Inc. Now, one continuity I have to mention right quick is the Generation 1 continuity. In this specific continuity only, the Transformers were made by an alien race called the Quintessence. Now, I won't get into any more detail about them in this video. Just know this lore can get very complicated, and Voices are trying to keep it as simple as possible just so anyone that looks at this video can understand what's going on. Oh, and by the way, no, he does not know I can do this. Look at him, fat bastard. Alright, let's continue. Now, let's get to the point. Can a human smash a Transformer? In the canon? Not really, no. Now, I mean, they have mouths and holes, but no, it's never officially been done in the canon. However, in the Transformers vs. G.I. Joe comic series, and again, this series is non-canon by the way, there was a romantic relationship between a Transformer named Brawn and a G.I. Joe female named CoverGirl. Now, I have to say, in this series, it's more like a anything goes type series. It's not a part of the main continuity at all. And with that being said, I gotta tell you that these two actually had a kid together. What? Yeah, apparently they used advanced technology to produce a human, a Cybertronian human. But more or less, this way of having a kid with a Transformer is non-canon and more or less just simply stupid. Because the whole point in trying to smash a Transformer is to gashugity hergasmorgides. You know, the way God intended for it to be. Without that, it means nothing! Nothing! So anyway, in other storylines, there has been times where Transformers have dated humans. For instance, like in the Kiss Player storyline. In this storyline, Optimus Prime was the boyfriend of a woman named Marissa Fairborn, and people did not like this ship one bit. But anyway, my point is, canonically, they do not get down that way. However, that does not mean they cannot get freaky with each other. And Transformers do have family units, plus brothers and sisters, and there are even twin Transformers, so obviously, there's a way they reproduce. Now, from what I've looked up, they do not reproduce biologically, but they do reproduce through technological and in some cases mystical processes tied to their planet, Cybertron. And from what I looked up, they have two ways of reproduction. Yes, I time stopped him again because technically he is wrong here. Later in the video, he's going to tell you about forging, cold construction, and budding. But for the Transformers series in general, there are a variety of ways that Transformers can reproduce. Now, just to make it clear, none of those ways technically include doing the nasty, especially with humans. And just remember, the Transformers series is for children usually, so they're not really ever going to show the Transformers really doing the nasty. It just probably won't happen anywhere but Rule 34. He's still going to try and convince you though that you should smash. Look at him, fat bastard. Anyways, just remember different continuities, and there are different canons for each set continuity. Alright, I'm out. Number one being forging, and the second way is called constructed cold. And there's also one more that I forgot to mention called budding. Now, Primus apparently gave budding to the first generation of Cybertronians to more or less increase the population. It was just a faster way of reproduction. By the way, feel free to pause the video at any time. I know I can put words and definitions up really fast, and some of you might not catch it. Just pause the video, because I don't like having, big words on screen for very long. No one likes to read these days. I like to read. Shut up, nerd! You shut up!
A few moments later.
Alright, there are a lot of female Transformers, but I think my top picks are the best and the most famous ones because I have good taste. So the first two we're talking about is RC and Alita 1. Now these two are both Autobots, and they just so happen to be sisters. And Alita 1, also known as Ariel when she was born, is the older one, being at least over 9 million years old. She's also the leader of the female Autobots, and she's the canonical lover and female counterpart to Optimus Prime. And her only cons are really her asexual reproduction and the fact that she never really had a romantic relationship with a human. She's mostly been shipped with Optimus Prime. Now she is relatively smaller than Optimus Prime, but then again most female Autobots are smaller than their male counterparts, which I see as a pro because she can turn to things like a Cybertronian motorcycle and other variety of smaller vehicles. Now could you smash Alita 1? With some imagination and some baby oil and a lot of grease. A lot of grease. In other words, you can't, viewer. Do not underestimate the power of horniness and imagination, Knight. One moment she can only reproduce asexually until you put the moves on her, then all of a sudden she's rolling out into your bed. That is stupid. Hey, she has a mouth, Knight. Bruh, Transformers are made of living metal, you idiot. Is that a challenge, Knight? No, that's a fact. And are we just going to ignore her possible weight? Now this could change depending on the different iterations of her, but I did find that she could weigh at least 1,800 pounds. Ha! Y'all heard them, boys? You know what that means?
Death! By snoo snoo!
Fools! They are obviously all heavy, or at least too heavy for the average human, so that's a con for all of them. And since he's not gonna mention any of the real cons, I'll tell you. Alita 1 doesn't really have any more cons, but her sister Arcee? Tragic! Was once a male Transformer! No! Hey, calm down, it's not canon. This was in the IDW universe. And again, when either one of us say that it's not canon, that basically means that we're saying that it's not canon in the continuity of the universe for the Transformers that we're talking about. Because like Voiceman said, there are different continuities and different canons. But in the main, most well-known canon, she has and always has been seen as female. And also a couple of pros for her. Her Transformers Prime design is the bomb! It's my favorite version of her. She's sassy as hell too in this series. Look at her.
Speak up. I can't hear you when you whimper.
Get fragged.
How dare you!
This is low-key her best version, and no, that is not debatable. Anyways, the next one we have up is Arachnid. She's a Decepticon, so the real question here is, what pros could she possibly have? And well, she's pretty hot.
Oh my god!
But she's also Plus, this woman is less trustworthy than Starscream. And that's saying a lot because Starscream has betrayed Megatron multiple times. She's also known to be cruel, a murderer, and a torture expert. And she's actually tortured Arcee, and killed one of Arcee's friends named Tailgate. And this is just one of the reasons why these two hate each other. She also has a hobby of collecting endangered species. And apparently, if the species isn't already endangered, she's going to make them endangered.
Damn!
Like, why so hateful, woman? It'd always be the hot ones to be crazy as hell. Anyways, she has a lot of other cons, but I made my point. This one is a pass. What? She's a pass! Did you hear me? Good. Out here trying to smash a psychopathic, murderous alien machine that has spider legs and acidic nails and spit. Fine. Tell us what you think in the comments, viewer. Do you have a favorite Transformer that you would simp for? And what car, if it could turn to a Transformer, would you definitely smash? Or at least try to smash? And also, since there are more female Transformers to talk about, there will be a second part. So leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments, and you guys have a great day. Bye!